Hi everybody, welcome back to day 5 of Vlogmas, but a very special one today because today is the results, the roundup of a gift to November. So first of all, can I thank everybody who took part with entries. I'm going to give you some stats and some info. Can I thank all the vloggers, because I think you'll agree that they generated some great ideas, shared some great makes, just really inspired us all. And then I think what happened was, because we've done it over the whole month, the creativity that you could see, particularly obviously on Instagram with the sharing, just generated more and more of that. So it has been a record gift to November, absolutely, for sure. And can I really just thank all of the sponsors, because, you know, I'm sure that we would be making gifts without sponsors, but I know the idea of maybe kind of getting a little prize is a great motivation for all of us. I mean, we all love some stuff, right? So if you've not met me before, I'm Alison. My channel is So Like Dotty, and I'm the same on Instagram, and it is the 3rd year of the challenge. So overall, you might have already seen me share, there were 2,178 entries. I think last year it was somewhere around 850 entries. So that's not people, that's entries. Some people have done one entry, some people have done maybe 20 entries. That's fine. Everybody has an equal chance of winning a prize. Winning's the wrong word, but it's not a competition. So just to clarify how the prizes are drawn, so I start at number 1 on a spreadsheet and I just continue until the challenge is finished, and then I put from 1 to 2178 in a random number generator that I use every week in my work, and those numbers come up. Now obviously we have to look at whether prizes are going to be internationally or particularly UK, because a lot of the brands I deal with are obviously based in the UK, but actually it worked out really easily to sort of allocate them and things this year. There was no major headaches. Fingers crossed I've got it all right. So yeah, obviously from 850-ish last year to 2178, that's a massive jump, and I'm just blown away by the creativity like that I've seen, some of the things that I've seen. I've had some real wow moments. Sometimes I've kind of been sitting typing them in and gone, oh my god, look at this, to my family. But as I was talking to Yvette on the Stash Hub chats a few weeks ago, I was saying I remember what it was like for me to say put a neckband into something like this the first time I did it. So it's not something I can judge. I really feel strongly about that. So I know that some people might have made a really fancy, beautiful quilted cushion or a jacket, and somebody might have made something what might appear far more simple, but for them it might not be simple. Does that make sense, guys? So yeah, that's why I do it as the random number generator. So I think you'll agree there's been a lot of creativity. So I've been specifically asked to go through some facts and figures. We are going to get to who the winners are. So we have now I think it's 21 countries. I'm going to read them out, and you might go, that's part of this country and that. I'm not here for the geography, so you don't have to correct me in the comments, but just the places that I've noted. If you entered and you think my country hasn't been listed, it doesn't mean your entry hasn't gone in, because it took me a little while when I was putting them in to start thinking or make a note of the country just out of curiosity. So of course we had all of the UK, so England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. And also we had what I call Southern Ireland as well. We had all of the USA, we had Malta, Greece, Cyprus, Portugal, Spain, France, Germany, Norway, Sweden, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Madeira, which I think is part of Portugal, but I'm listing it separately anyway. Poland, the Netherlands, Denmark, Austria and Italy. But as I say, if I've missed any out, I apologise, but I think that's the roundup. So that's quite a spread of nationalities, and definitely some, well, it might not be the nationality, it's based on where you live, but there are definitely some people who've entered from countries that I've not seen come into it before. So I've found it really useful that you've stated your country on your entry, and I'd had to just run with if that wasn't on there, that I've allocated it as an international on my spreadsheet. So I either put UK or international, because I just don't have time with 2,000 entries to follow everybody up. In terms of how the split was, so 41.4% of entries were from the UK, which meant that 58.6 were international. Now that might be a little bit out of kilter, as I say, because somebody in the UK might have entered but not put UK on, and I've had to allocate it as international, but just gives you a bit of a ballpark figure. Then today, this year's the first year that I've set up an email address. Now, people used to just message me on Instagram, which was really hard to keep track of for me personally, if they didn't want somebody to see it. But one of the things that's been really fascinating is the opportunity to have people email entries in who actually don't use Instagram. And people have shared some lovely stories, and it wouldn't be right for me to go into all the personal details of those, but safe to say we've had some people who this has kind of inspired them, maybe not sewn for various reasons for quite a long time or a little while, you know, things happen in life, and inspired them to start to sew again. And I just think that's absolutely lush. So that's what's come from our creative community out of this as well. So 65.6% of entries were through Instagram, and 34.4 were by email. So this isn't the number of emails, this is the number of entries, because somebody might have sent me 3 entries on 3 separate emails, but I've got other people who've sent me 20 entries on 1 email. So this is literally just like split by the entries, but that's 750 entries that came in by email, which even I was blown away by. The fact that I've looked at 750 emails in this is amazing. So maybe with those stats, I know a few of you have messaged to say I've not had a confirmation or I've not had my number. I hope you can see why me on my own it would be just impossible for me to do that. So I've either hearted them on Instagram. A couple of people have had replies. That's not that I've prioritised or like those anymore. It's just when I've had a bit more time. And on email, sometimes I've just sent like an emoji face back. But every single email, because it's in a separate email account, has been seen and entered. So was that interesting? What do you think? So I've got a top 12 of entries. Now, some of them I've kind of grouped categories or things together in a way that makes sense in my head. Now, yeah, you don't really want to climb in my head and see what makes sense, but so we had number 12, we had table runners. So we had 19 entries that I've classified as table runners. So you've either said it is or it looks like it is. We've had 25 advent calendars. We've had 40 entries that were stockings, like as in Christmas stockings. We've had 46 quilted items, so that could be a whole assortment of things. So it might be cushions, jackets, quilts, baby quilts, that kind of thing. 48 entries that were aprons. 53 that were cosy balls or ball cozies, whichever way you call it. I thought this one would be a lot higher because it's one of the things I think that a lot of people make for gifts at Christmas, and it is quite high, but 57 were pyjamas. I thought that would have been more. This isn't the total, so this is just the top 12. Then I've got 72 that were kind of coasters or placemats. 104 that I've categorised as toys. This did include like bears and memory bears that we had and things. I've seen some beautiful bears made. Lots of lovely toys, and I just think, oh my goodness, like handmade toys. How gorgeous is that? Then a category I'm calling sweatshirts and tops. So these are tops that were separate to obviously like maybe pyjama tops. That was 118. And then book cushions or book, so these are the ones that you put the little like the book in the pocket on the cushion. So book cushions or book covers, 126 entries. And the biggest entry is bags, and that's 642. Now that's a huge category because within that I've included lots of things like the noodle head bags for like rucksacks, the Sew Over It tote pack, bestie bags, the other versions of those sort of bags, makeup bags, drawstring bags, tote bags. So there's bags, it's a massive category on its own. But yeah, that's that. So I thought that would be quite interesting because I've not been able to do this before, but just how I've managed it this year, it's been quite interesting for me too. So you're probably kind of sitting there and going, yes, but who's won? Right, so we're going to go through some prizes. I will be putting these onto Instagram, and I will be contacting the winners myself, either through email, if I've got the email, or through Instagram. So you don't need to do anything, guys. I'll be in touch with you. Okay. So I've not got the spreadsheet with me with the specific of what the prize is. So I'm just going to say the brand, the company, the sponsor, and the person who's won the prize, and then I'll be able to tell you more details when I go through the messages. This is going out to you early Thursday morning, so this is on my to-do list. Sort of, I want to get this nailed tomorrow. So first for fabrics, that goes on Instagram to Zoe Soy. And then there are 2 prizes for Adam Sews. So these I know are PDF patterns, and one of those is to She Sews Happiness, which is Mary Ellen, and the other one is to Llewellyn, and that was an email entry. Babylock UK was a set of Babylock threads, and that is another email entry, and that is to Nia, N-I-A. And then Beyond the Pink Door, which is a fabric voucher, well, a voucher, could be fabric or patterns. That is another email entry, and that goes to Elaine Olsen. Bobbins and Buttons, I can't remember what the price is off the top of my head. That's an email entry, and that's to Diane Bradbury. Now, some people did enter both. If they didn't want somebody to see it, they've emailed, or others they've shared publicly. Chalk and Notch is an Instagram entry, and that is to Sew Sarah Sword. Then we've got 2 prizes for CLC Essex. So the first one is Instagram, and that goes to Sheila Sews. Sorry, I'm looking down at these all the time. Then the second one for CLC Essex is I'm So Fetch, and that's on Instagram. Sorry if the pronunciation of some of these is wrong, but the next one is for Closet Core Patterns, and that's an Instagram entry, and it's SWO Cathy, so Swoopy Cathy. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I will be in touch. And the last one on this sheet is Cozy Club Handmade, which are the gorgeous labels, and that's an email entry from Jessie. Oh, I think I might need a little drink, bear with me. It's only pop. I feel like I should have some champagne or bubbles. Okay, so I might have got these in slightly the wrong order. Yes, I have. Only because I've got 2 prizes and they're on different sheets. Okay, so the next one is an Instagram entry, and that is for Lucy Lockett's fabric. And that goes to Creations by Imogen. I'll just show you this, actually. Actually, I'll show you the one I've already done. So you can see the numbers when they're allocated here. Where it's got these just means it was like maybe 1,000 or 2,000, so it won't fit in, but you can see they've all got a number, just in case anybody's worrying about it. Okay, Michelle Sews Again, which is the beautiful ice-dyed fabric. That's an Instagram entry, and that is to That's So Frida. The Minerva, I think that's a £50 voucher for their viscose exclusive fabric. That's an Instagram entry, and that's from C. Steph Sew. Pound Fabrics, which is a winter, like a bit of a winter package of fabric. That is an Instagram entry, and that goes to Netty0302. And then we've got an email entry for Rainbow Fabrics, and that's a voucher, I can't remember how much for, and that goes to Louise Ovens. Then for So Affordable, we've got Romy Higgins, and that's an email entry. And then for So Confident, we've got Sue Walls, and that's an email entry. And that's a course, it's like an online overlocking course, which is a fabulous prize. I think it's worth about £70. I'm just saying the ones I can remember. I'm not prioritising which might be, you know, who thinks what's better than others. Does that make sense? I talk to you like you can answer me. Feel free to. For So Essential, that is a voucher, and that's an Instagram entry, and that's for Andrea Blaney. I feel like when I go Instagram, those of you who sent in an email are going, oh, and when I say email, you'd be doing it the other way around. For So Hayley Jane, it's Paper Panda 68, and that's an Instagram entry. And then for So Liberated, which is a 3 pattern download, that is an Instagram entry, and that's to Lauren MacDonald there's some numbers after that begin with 7, but they're not on my sheet because I've got it in like the biggest print possible so I can read it as easy as I can. Okay, there are 2 like make your own tote bag packs from me. The first one is an email entry, and that's for Alexis Campbell, and I will be in touch. And the second one, I will also be in touch. That goes to Christine Sews a Bit on Instagram. Then we've got So Love Patterns, and that goes to, now I always read this as Janker's Lake, and then I read it as Jan Kerslake. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I think you might have done some Instagram and email, but the number that won was one of the Instagram entries. And then we've got Summy Sunshine, and that is an email entry for Maggie L. I think Maggie might be in France. I'm just trying to remember from the emails, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Then we've got So Over It London, and that's an email entry by E. Redshaw, but I think you might have done some on Instagram as well. Then we've got Sewing Machine Sales, which is a box of Gutermann threads, and that goes to Dandelion's Adventures. You did lots of entries, and one of them that I really loved was that you showed somebody how to sew and you made something together, and I think that's like the best gift that you can give. But that it's just random that you won a prize, but I just wanted to mention that because you weren't sure whether to enter that as an entry that you'd kind of help somebody to sew and make something. I think giving somebody the gift of sewing is the best gift that you can do. So for Stash Hub, winning the year of Stash Hub, we've got Elaine Dewhurst. That's an Instagram entry. For Sunnyside Fabrics, we've got Slowly Sewing, which is also an Instagram entry. For Tammy Handmade Patterns, we've got Karen Deisner, which was email. And for Tuesday Child Fabric, sorry, I can't get my words out, we've got Carol Glaister, and that also came in by email. For Vicky Sews, which is, I think it's a 3-pattern bundle of autumn patterns, we've got Sarah the Secret Sewer, I think it is, or Sewist, and that was Instagram. And then we've got Waves and Wilds, and that goes to Susanna Mujika, who came in by email. So I'm on my last sheet, guys. We've got Dots and Stripes. I love Nikki's fabrics. You're going to have lots of choice there. That's an Instagram entry, and that goes to So Lucy Sews. And then the Dressmaker's Closet, which are patterns. Love those too. That goes to Don Panthalon. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Eliza Mack Fabrics, and that goes to Lynn Cardwell. That was an email entry. And then Fleur Etters, that goes to Jean Cosgrove 5840 on Instagram. Friday Pattern Company is obviously that's a pattern download, and that goes to So Salt Spring, and that was Instagram. Then Genome UK, which is £100 package of things. I don't know what's in that, but whoever wins that, will you get in touch with me and tell me, because I'd really love to know. And that goes to Elizabeth by email. And then Jazz and Wow, which is Beck. I've got my Jazz and Wow earrings in actually, which is Beck's from What Beck Sews. So if you don't know Beck, she makes resin like earrings and buttons. Lovely things. So that goes it's an Instagram one, and that goes to Sally Clifford 369. And then Jenny Stitches, which is in the UK, which is fabric. That goes to Marge Simmons. That was an email entry. And then we've got Knots and Needles, which, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, I've forgotten your name. I've seen loads of people making your patterns up, which is just lush. And that is an Instagram entry, and that is made by Michelle. And then Lucy Lockett's Fabrics, and that is an email entry, and that's Lynn Hargrave. So I don't know what the split between the prizes for email and Instagram is, because they're just randomly drawn. But we have one prize to announce, and well, this might just be the best secret we've kept, because I did let this person know that they had won. So the star prize, which is a Burnett by Benina B33 sewing machine, massively kindly donated by David Drummond, who not only donates, but he's really interested in what you're all making. I was chatting to him about it on Monday. He just loves the creativity of this. And that goes to Handmade by Elisa, and she's already got the machine, because I rang David on Monday, she rang him on Tuesday, and it arrived today, which is Wednesday, and I've got a little picture of her with that to share with you. And she did do a few entries, I think maybe 12. I've took a little screenshot of those, so I'll pop in her entries as well so you can see those, but I just wanted to round off with that. So congratulations, Elisa. We've had a couple of little chats. I hope the machine brings lots of pleasure, and thank you to everybody for taking part. I hope you've liked the little roundup. Let me know what you think. Let me know about the prizes. You know, if you're happy, if you're overjoyed, I will be in touch with all of the prize winners. Just bear with me, because it will take me some time. And yeah, enjoy. And yeah, we'll be back next year. David's already said there's a prize, and I will be in touch with all of the other brands. So thank you to everybody. I really appreciate it. So Merry Christmas. That's me signing off from A Gift to November for a well-earned rest. But I love it. So thank you, everybody. Take care and have a lovely Christmas.